Hey everybody, this is Beelit, and I thought I'd actually give my real thoughts on the ending of Naruto. Well, that other video wasn't exactly fake. let's get that straight. But my full thoughts on the ending of the series. 699, manga chapter 699, I liked. I like how Sasuke gave a speech that kind of wrapped up the entire series. I think 699 was okay, and I actually think that if it had ended on 699, that would be okay. Well, you know what? I think maybe we can say it really did, and that 700 was just an epilogue. I think we can go ahead and say that. See, 700 had just enough significance that you kind of want to include it, but anyway. I liked 699. That was a fair chapter. Wrapped everything up. Well, there's one thing, but I'll get to that later. So, I like 699 overall. 700, I felt as though Kishimoto wanted to give everyone a happy ending, so much so that it was almost kind of overwhelming. It seemed really forced that everyone had to have, this relationship with someone, a marriage and a kid, and I understand that that's like the easiest way to, I guess, kind of get across that these people are happy, but it was a little weird to see so much of it, like everybody's got a kid. Especially when you consider that a lot of the, I think actually maybe all of the older ninja were pretty much unchanged. Like, does Iruka have a kid? Does Hanko have a kid? Oh my gosh. Does Kakashi have a kid? Does Guy have a kid? We don't know any of this. And we don't really have any reason to assume that they do. We don't know if Guy or Kakashi or Iruka are married or with anyone. There's nothing like that. But all the rookies apparently are. Well, just about all of them. I'm not entirely sure if Tintin is with Rock Lee. I didn't see any proof of that. I think a lot of people are just kind of assuming that that's what it is. And to my understanding, Rock Lee was not Guy's son. So, is it really possible, is it actually true that kid that was with Rock Lee is actually his son? Because, Rock Lee looked a lot like Guy, with, the hairdo and everything, but they weren't related. So, is it possible that this kid just is trying to emulate Rock Lee? I don't know. But I don't think there's any proof that Tintin and Rock Lee are together. Let's see, apparently Sai and Ino got together. That's weird. And then of course, the big one was Choji and the Cloud Village chick. First of all, Cloud Village chick beat the tar out of Naruto a while ago. So that's kinda, I don't know, that seems a little weird that Choji would just be like, yeah, I want that. But I mean, hey, she looks good, so if that's what he's going for, congratulations. So let's see, back to the rookies. Anyone else unaccounted for? Kiba is apparently not married or with any kids. He was flirting with a cat lady, which I guess it was one of those ladies from one of the filler things, or well, I guess she was a girl at that point. From a filler. I guess she's canon now. Let's see, Sasuke. Oh, Shino. Shino might not be with anyone, but he's a teacher now. I think that's just about it. I think just about everyone else. Oh, Neji's dead. I'm sorry. I think everybody else is with someone, and it's really weird for that. And I think everyone that's with someone has a kid. Yeah, it's just odd to me personally. And it's very odd that Sasuke and Sakura are together because, first of all, alright, the village might officially forgive Sasuke, but on a personal level, how do you still like this guy? You know, after all the things he's done, how do you like him that much? You know? And also, when Sasuke did the little Itachi thing to Sakura, am I the only one that thought that that was like him looking at her like a sister? Because he had just mentioned that he looked at Naruto kind of like a brother, right? That he understood why Naruto looked at him, or why he understood that Naruto considered him like a brother or whatever. So then when he did that Itachi thing to Sakura, I'm like, oh, he thinks of her as a sister now. But no, or maybe he does and he's just weird, but hey, it's Japan. Everyone has a kid, pretty much, and happy ending is happy. But there's one thing that I want to talk about. They mentioned that there was going to be a spin-off, or not a spin-off, but like a series of, I guess, almost one-shots, maybe not one-shots, but spin-off, whatever. You'll probably understand what I'm trying to say. They didn't say that there's a part 3, but I think that there could be reason to believe that a part 3 might happen. This is why. If you go to chapter 699, you'll notice that Yamato was actually in the presence of Toby, and Toby was reaching for Yamato. However, Toby kinda dissipated while he was doing this. Now, there are two ways to interpret that. One way is that Toby was reaching for Yamato, maybe because he needed some source of power, which he would get by Hashirama's cells. Maybe he's like weakened or whatever. So he wanted to latch on to Yamato so that he could kind of replenish himself. But he didn't have enough energy to do it, so he just disintegrated or whatever. Alright, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it was that Toby wanted to take Yamato maybe for the same reason, but he realized that he couldn't do it because everybody's coming out of the Infinite Tsukuyomi and there's just way too many people. Alright, so he thought, I can't do this, I have to go. That's the second possibility. And when he was dissipating, he was actually just leaving. Now, in chapter 700, Sasuke is walking in the forest. Let me say it one more time. Forest. And he senses a presence. Now, granted, it has been a while, apparently, since they have fought, because we're meant to believe that everything is peaceful because with like Inoshika Cho, I forgot the chick's name, the Cloud Village chick, but she's like, don't you think that they don't really need to do this because we don't really have a desire to fight because everything's peace and love and harmony? That leads me to believe that there's not a lot of fighting anymore. I wouldn't definitively say that there is no more fighting, but given that the 5 Kages meet on a somewhat regular basis, even the ex-5 Kages, I would say that fighting is pretty much gone. Yeah, they're still teaching at the academy, but I think that's more of a precaution than a necessity, you know? So, yeah, there might not be as much conflict, and maybe Sasuke has been dulled by that time spent out of conflict, but when would you ever expect Sasuke's senses to be wrong? Would you expect that? I certainly wouldn't. I give a lot of credit to Sasuke's senses. I find it very hard to believe that he would mistake a presence. I think that when he grabbed onto his sword, which he's obviously prepared to fight. I don't know what his capacity is in this world. I don't know if he's like a mercenary or if he's still just a wanderer. From time to time, he just comes back to the Hidden Leaf every now and then to check on Sakura and his kid. Apparently, there are some daddy issues going on, but I don't know what his capacity is, but he obviously still carries a sword, which means that he still sees a threat of violence as being possible. So he grabs on to the sword, or at least he reaches for it, and then he thinks, maybe not. I think there was something there. I don't think that Sasuke is so dulled that he would mistake something like that. I think it was Toby. I think Toby is following Sasuke. Who else would he be following? Sasuke is a wanderer. He's got a connection to the Hidden Leaf. He's a descendant of Indra. He's got a lot of power, right? I think it would make sense if Toby is following him. And remember, this is a freaking forest. Like, this is Toby's turf, right? So, I think it's possible that there could be a part 3 if Kishimoto decided to. But that panel, or that really page, really, could also serve another purpose in the same way that the Toby page could actually mean 2 different things. The Sasuke page could also mean 2 different things. Yes, it could mean that Toby is following him, but it could also mean that, yeah, things are just peaceful, and that, you know, these people that grew up in a time of war, who were prepared for it and pretty much lived war, are having issues adapting to peace, right? Well, maybe not issues, but it's something that they have to learn. They have to learn peace, and they have to learn that things are not always out to kill them. So it could be taken in 2 ways, and I think that Kishimoto has probably left it in such a way that he could revisit and make a part 3. I'm not saying that I want him to, because I don't, but I think it is a possibility. So with that said, I will rate the chapters, and then I'll rate the series as a whole. Chapter 699, I would give 8 out of 10. 700, I would give 6 out of 10. It felt very cheesy and kind of overdone. That everybody had to be super Omega happy, you know, and everybody's got to be married with a kid and crap. And then, well, no. 700 is negative 10 out of 10 because Anko is fat. Series as a whole, I guess I would give it, I'll give it 8 out of 10. The series as a whole. I've thought about it a lot, and my enjoyment has fluctuated over the years, but there have been so many high points, and those high points were so high that it's hard to forget them, even though a lot of us might say that, you know, this past year or so has kind of faltered. It's still hard to forget those high points in the series, and so I think those points really bring the series, elevate the series as a whole, and we can kind of forgive these last few years and the low points that we've gotten. So yeah, Naruto 8 out of 10. I feel, now that I said that, I feel more confident in it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Give me a rating, give me your thoughts on the series. Let me know about that part 3 thing, if you think the same thing. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching all these years. I know I started, well, my channel really kind of got big with the Naruto Storm 2 game, and ever since then, Naruto was pretty much always a big part of my channel until recently. But I know that Naruto brought a lot of people here, and a lot of you have been here for a while, and so thank you for joining me in that time, and I appreciate it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.